Today I'm going to be telling y'all how to change oil. Changing oil in your vehicle is a very important task. It's not all that hard, but if you don't change the oil, your motor will eventually wear out or even go bad. I work at a place called Take 5. Take 5 is an oil change drive-through. Changing oil isn't all that hard. You only need to know the viscosity of your oil your automobile takes, what kind of filter you need, and you only need to have a few basic tools to do an oil change. When changing the oil in your vehicle, the first thing you must know is what kind of oil it takes, as well as the quantity of oil needed. Oils come in many different brands and viscosities. It is very important when choosing your oil to get the proper viscosity of oil required. Low viscosity oils flows faster and smoothly, while higher viscosity oil is thicker and slower. Higher viscosity oil is for bigger automobiles. In most cases, most cars and trucks, the viscosity is written on the cap. However, this information can also be found online. The first step in an oil change is to pop the hood of the vehicle. After that, you're going to want to take the cap off of the engine where it says oil. It's also good to check all your fluids while you're under the automobile's hood. Start by topping off washer fluid, power steering fluid, and coolant. You also have brake fluid that can be topped off as well. Be careful when you're topping off the brake fluid, because if you take the cap off and somebody pumps the brakes, then it could put a pocket of air into the brake fluid. If your transmission has a dipstick, you can crank your car and check the fluid as well. Unless it's on a Hondas or Acuras, the transmission is checkable while the car is off. Typically, red, black, or orange are the colors of the transmission fluid dipstick. They would also might say A/T on it, or trans fluid. Once you've topped off all of your fluids, you can go to the next step in the oil change. The next step in the oil change is to crawl under the vehicle and take out the drain plug. The drain plug is the bolt in your oil pan that has the sole purpose of draining your oil and is connected to nothing else. It's just a bolt. Most drain plugs say drain plug and have an arrow pointing to them. They can be taken out using a wrench. The wrench you always need between a 13mm and a 19mm, unless it's Volkswagen. Volkswagens take special wrenches or special tools, which is normally a T45 on the drain plug. T45 is a Torx bit, and it looks like a little star. Diesel trucks might have a drain plug requiring a 1/2-inch ratchet or a pry bar to remove them. Make sure you put a drain pan under the plug before you remove it. After you remove the drain plug, wait until all of the oil is out, then carefully thread the drain plug back in. Be sure that you do not strip the drain plug. However, if you do strip it, you can retap the hole use a rubber plug or pan saver. The third step of an oil change is to locate and remove your oil filter. Locating a filter isn't all that hard, but I can't say the same for removing it. An oil filter, it can be an absolute pain. Some are easy, but most of them are a pain. Filters are generally right next to the oil pan, but sometimes they're on the side or the back of the motor. Some are on the top of the engine. You may need a burn sleeve removing filters located on the side of the motor. Make sure the position of the drain pan to catch the oil from the filter as well. To take off the filter, you must first loosen it with filter pliers. Some oil filters are canister filters, and you can loosen with canister filter. You will need the canister cup or a socket. After you loosen the filter with pliers or the canister cup, you can unscrew it with your hands. However, be careful, because oil will come out of the filter even after you have drained it out of the oil pan. Once the old filter is removed, you're ready to put the new filter on. Thread it on hand tight, and do not use the filter pliers to put the new filter on. If it's canister, you'll have to use the canister cup to tighten it back down. You may now crawl out from under the car and prepare for the ad. Figure out what type of oil your automobile takes, then figure out how much you need. Find a funnel that will fit in the hole you took your cap off at. You may now pour the oil into your engine, but make sure you do not overfill the oil. If you overfill the car, then it can be gummed up and it may quit running. Once all the required oil is in the vehicle, remove the funnel and seal off the hole with the cap. Now you need to start up your automobile and check for leaks. This would be a great time to check your trans fluid if you have not done so. If there are no leaks, Cut the vehicle off, check the dipstick one last time, just to be sure it's at the proper level. Now shut your hood, and you're all set. Take note of the mileage you changed at, and change it again when your mileage is up. Now that you know a little bit about how to change oil, you could probably do it for yourself. It is really simple, but a very messy job. All you need is the proper tools, a filter, and the proper viscosity oil. Just be sure to never overfill or underfill your oil, and always have the right type of oil. You never are in a rush to get the oil changed. So take your time and everything will be okay. Make sure you change it when your mileage is up. Now you know just how to change your own oil.